Thanks for having me back, Scott.
No, here we are. I mean, February, the market's up nicely yet again. So I'll ask you to answer the question I posed in the intro. What do you think now?
I mean, if it was overvalued a month ago, it can't be undervalued now. That would be a reversal of philosophy that would upend everything I think about value. But that said, though, I mean, even a month ago, I said only one of the stocks looked significantly overvalued, which is Nvidia. And it's actually the stock that's gone up the most. So that can be taken as an indication that I either have no idea what I'm talking about or the market's doing things that I just don't understand.
I mean, far be it from me to debate somebody who knows valuation and better than anybody, but maybe the valuation wasn't as overstretched as you thought about a month ago. Maybe we're not looking at things. Maybe we're looking at things in a way that we used to, but now you can't because we're having a hard time assessing what AI is really going to mean to some of these companies. And I bring that up, noting that when you were last on, Nvidia was at 682. Now it's pushing 800. I asked Stacy Rasgon of Bernstein. He's one of the best analysts around. What's up with Nvidia and the valuation? I want you to listen to what he told me, and I'd love your reaction on the other side.
Okay.
Nvidia is still not expensive. It's actually still the cheapest of all of the AI stocks. It's way cheaper than AMD. It's cheaper than Marvell. It's even cheaper than Intel at this point, right? So I still think there is room for expectations to continue to go up. I think so.
I mean, this was right before they reported earnings, and it was another blockbuster. So how should we view this now?
Damning with faint praise, right? That's like saying, yeah, I'm short relative to a typical NBA player. I mean, that's when you make pricing statements against a subgroup of stocks, in this case AI stocks, and say it's the cheapest of the AI stocks, that might very well be true, but they might all be overvalued. I think at the moment, the fact that I think we have to accept is AI is real. It's going to make a real difference to business, and I think Nvidia is in the front seat of that market. That said, though, that pathway is not as easy and as open to profits as the market seems to be assuming it is. I mean, right now, Nvidia is in a strange place, if you ask me. It's a great trade, but not a very good investment. I mean, trading is about mood and momentum, and if you think about mood and momentum, I don't think I've ever seen a company celebrated as much as Nvidia. Jensen Huang is the greatest CEO ever walked the face of the earth, and this company cannot be stopped. At least that's a perception. And at least in the near term, how do you stop that perception from driving prices up? But the problem with mood and momentum is everything at some point in time, the fever breaks. And the question is when that'll happen for Nvidia. It'll still be a great company, but I think the pricing is a little bit out of control on the company.
Now, this surprises me in the sense that I feel like I could almost make the argument the exact reverse of what you said, that it's actually a great investment. Why bother trying to trade around? I've had people come on my other program and say, well, I took 20% off my Nvidia holding because this is unbelievable. Well, now the stock has elevated a lot, so how are you going to get back in now? But it's proven to be an unbelievable investment for those, and by the way, I think you're one of them, who got in really early and has been riding that wave ever since. You're not a trader, you're an investor.
And I'm glad I got in when I did. But the question to ask now, if you're an investor, is if I get in now, what am I pricing in? I mean, if you back out from the pricing, the $2 trillion market cap, what Nvidia has to do break even, it's got to add about $400 billion in revenues. It's got to add $400 billion revenues to what it has as revenues right now. That's a daunting task. It's plausible. But if investing is about the game of the probable and you play the plausible game, you're setting yourself up to lose. Near term, they will beat their revenue and earnings targets because there are, all engines are firing at full force right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if on the next earnings report, they took their earnings expectations and beat them again, which is what pricing is all about. That's why I said it's a good trade. Is in the near term, they're more likely to deliver upside surprises. But in the long term, when you price the company to be the best company ever, where is the upside?
So to recap, he said Nvidia is the only one of the Mag 7 that looks overvalued, which doesn't make much sense, but he expands on that in a little bit. Nvidia's forward PE is 31.5 forward PE. Amazon's is 40, Meta's is 24, Google's is 20, Apple is 26.5 forward PE, Tesla is 61, and Microsoft is 32. So they're definitely not the most expensive by any means, even just on PE. Not to mention that that's just if you believe the numbers. These guys can come in and beat numbers, which would make them even cheaper. He does say with expectations so high, they will have a hard time blasting through expectations in the future. So when you're priced to perfection, it's hard to beat that. And I do agree with that. He said they should continue to beat short term, but long term, they're already priced for perfection. So where's the upside in that? He said if you buy now, you're setting yourself up to lose. Normally, he would be correct about a stock moving like this, but Nvidia has a monopoly for the foreseeable future. And they have pricing power on their chips. And they're creating new technology to put in new chips. So the chips can continue to go up in price, and they have such a long runway, guys. I'm excited to see where it goes. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about Nvidia. Is it overvalued? Is it a good investment or just a trade? Thanks for watching.